Morning everybody, this is Alan at Casa La Montana homestead in the Valencia region of Spain. Today's project, well, it's not just for today actually, this is going to take probably a couple of years. But to start off, well, I actually started yesterday. We're going to build or rebuild a terrace wall. It's been pulled down by wild boar. The ground moves, the bottom of the wall sort of bows out, and then the whole thing collapses over time. So anyway, we're rebuilding it, completely rebuilding it, and actually it's going to take a while. It's going to take quite a while to do. Now this is what a typical wall looks like on the property. Crumbling, the bottom's bowed out. The rocks are what we would call higgledy-piggledy, and this is what happens over time. The wild boar climb up, pull the rocks off the top of the wall, and eventually you end up with the whole thing collapsing. I mean, this has happened over many years. This is an example of how the ground is shifted. The top, it moves, it expands, contracts, expands, contracts, and eventually the top of the wall gets pushed over and the whole thing falls down like this. And then you get all the rocks build up at the bottom of the wall. Eventually the earth washes down into between the rocks. You get plants growing. You can hardly see the walls in places, and you can see this wall, what is about 2 foot high now, should be at least 3.5 to 4 feet high. So yesterday I made a start on this. I used our mini digger to drag out all the rocks from the wall, clear as much of the clay etc as I could. It all ends up piled up around the place. It does look a little like the original. The rocks are just all sorts of shapes and sizes, so you've got to put in whatever you can. The wall's really thick. It's filled with the small stones get thrown in, then we throw in some clay and loose sandy material just to wash down between the rocks. And it's got a slight lean inwards as well, so that hopefully it won't move so much. Also, we're putting big rocks at the bottom, which is generally what they do here, but on this particular wall they didn't do for some reason. But yeah, we're finding some big boulders and putting them in the bottom. I started earlier dragging out all the big rocks from there. There's one there that will not move, so maybe I'm hoping that's in the right line, so we'll leave that there. So what we're going to do now is just scoop up all of this material, move it out of the way, and then as we go through, actually I'm going to sieve some of this with our rake on the mini digger, and we'll reclaim the small rocks to throw back in.